Hi, Clay from Popo's Backyard Farm. Wanted to let you see that I got this accomplished today. You can come in, Ruthie. As I was showing you about the weed guard, I'm not going to use it myself, but I just wanted to put one on there so that you could see what it looked like with the weed guard. It covers the trough, so if you had it on your patio or something, you could cover it up. You could have as far as went above your buckets and draped it down to cover everything. But the reason I did it this way is so that people can see that I'm growing in buckets. So when people drive by and they see the plants growing up, it gives them a different view on growing in buckets than the growing in the ground. I got a lot of I brought some of the Bach Choy and the Napa cabbage up front. I took them from out back and brought them up here. I took and replanted some more tomatoes and put them in the back, so that in the back is nothing but three types of tomatoes, the Fuji jalapenos, a few Napa cabbage. I've still got room for one more up here. I think I'm going to bring one of the Napa cabbage up, one of the bigger ones, so that I can experiment a little bit with whether they need full sun or partial shade. The beauty of this bucket system is if I don't like something somewhere, or if, say, the tomato plants are getting too thick and heavy, I can just move it. If it's getting too much sun, I can take it out back and put it in a different location. And that's the beauty of the bucket system. You can move them from one place to another. Now this is a regular cherry tomato, and these other ones are grape tomatoes. So as far as overcrowding, I could take a bucket off, slide everything down so that there'd be more room for everything. Slide this down to the end, slide more this way. Or I can take two more or three more small buckets, like this one, and put them right here in this opening. Instead of one big bucket, now I can put three small buckets with maybe peppers or something else in there. So there's a lot of variety and a lot of variations you can do with this system. When I transplanted these, some of them got a little wilted. I watered them. It's getting later in the evening. It's not so hot. You don't have the direct sun beating down onto the plant. So I watered them, and by tomorrow morning, these that are just a little wilted after being watered and setting all night should spring back to life by tomorrow. They should look fine. We put some spaghetti squash in here. We're going to see how well that's doing. It's getting its second set of leaves, which is nice.
These were the spaghettis.
These were the spaghetti squash that we bought at the grocery store.
And I took them.
We took the seeds out and let the seeds dry for about a week out on a paper towel or a paper plate, so that all the moisture was dried up in there. And then we just tried planting them, and these two sprouted. So if we get more, then the other two sprout, then I'll plant those too. But the nice thing about this is if they start taking over as far as vining all over the place, I can move these. I can move everything around it. I put things that can vine, and then I put things that don't vine next to it so that they don't overcrowd each other. Like the Napa cabbage. This is a nice Napa cabbage. These are smaller Napas at different stages, so that when we get ready to harvest, we'll have some that are harvested, and then a week or two later we'll have other ones to harvest. We won't be harvesting everything at once. And that's another thing nice about this system. Once we cut these Bach Choy, I'll just plant new right in the same bucket. There's two Bach Choy in each of these buckets, and These were a couple of the smaller Bok Choy. The bigger Bok Choy are out back. I want to see how, I'm giving the smaller ones the full sun, and we're going to see if it makes a big difference. I've never grown Bok Choy before, and so far I'm very pleased with the outcome of growing it. And we do enjoy the flavor because we stir fry. I also put these grape tomatoes, I also put something to have them grow up. I have Bato clips. They're a clip that goes around the tomato so that you can help it vine up. I'll wait till it gets a little taller and then I'll bring the middle in and then clip it around this so it has something to grow against. I'm going to run a stringer. I'm going to run a stringer from here all the way down and back and forth so that the tomatoes, I can tie the tomatoes up with the clips so that they don't, fall down in there. The grape tomatoes work good. I used these last year on the grape tomatoes and we were loaded with grape tomatoes by September. Hopefully this year we'll have them a little sooner. All right, I think that's about it. As far as this, you could use any kind of gardening cloth. I did this so that it would show that you can cover up the ugliness, I guess you'd have to say. It doesn't bother me, but
If you don't live in a farming community.
If you don't live out in the country and you want to show off your gardening, your bucket gardening, you can cover up the trough system. You can still cover up the bucket system too if you want. But
if you live in a golfing community like I used to live in kind of area, sometimes they have rules and regulations, and this might be an answer for that, right?
True. All right, this is Clay from Popel's Backyard Farm, and join us again, and God bless.